Hello, Pitch Invaders. Welcome to another episode. And we have a very, very special episode today because Liverpool is one step closer to winning the league. Liverpool demolishes Manchester City 2-0. And we're also going to talk about Arsenal's loss to West Ham. So it's getting hot and toasty up in the top of the Premier League. We have a special guest as well to talk with us today. So stay tuned to an exciting episode. All right, Pitch Invaders, welcome back. We have a special guest, first of all. AJ, your first podcast.
Hey,
welcome.
AJ.
Thank you. I'm so excited, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm pumped.
This is your debut, man.
This is my debut.
It's the perfect time for a debut too.
I know, right?
Perfect weekend. Just an amazing season.
Oh my gosh! Tell me about it.
And
you were supposed to come 2 weeks ago, so it's actually worked out better that we waited because now we get to you and me versus
now it's flipped.
Amir.
It's two Liverpool fans versus one City.
It was building up. I had so much to talk about even back then, but now even more so. So yes, thank you guys for having me. I'm excited.
Well, welcome to the podcast.
Yes, dude, we have so much to talk about, and Amir, we're not gonna save you any mercy. We're gonna go straight into the first reaction. Liverpool beat Manchester City. AJ, since you're the guest, I want to get your first reaction, your thoughts on it, and give it to Amir as much as you want.
So,
please don't. I have enough.
First thing, I'm just gonna say this. Pep needs to retire.
Yeah,
Pep needs to retire.
The hot topic already.
I know you guys mentioned this in one of your podcasts, but you're saying, is this the end of an era?
That's what I said. Yeah,
and for City.
Yeah,
but I think it's an end of an era for Pep.
Really?
Yes, I think that's it. His time as the all-time great manager or the tactical genius is done. Is finished.
He's very young compared to other coaches.
I'm not saying I think he'll still be good, but to outsmart the managers every week in and week out like he's done the past 5 years. I think it's over.
I do think I kind of partially agree with AJ. You didn't have necessarily a bad team, against Liverpool, but we tactically destroyed you. But what do you think?
Well, I think 3 or 4 players are new players, so for them to get to the feel of playing a derby against Liverpool, it's very hard to know what to expect from them.
Yeah.
But let me ask you guys a question: how do you go from a good coach to a bad coach? Because
it's like Jose Mourinho, right? Because Jose Mourinho had a dip.
But at the same time, Jose Mourinho is very old compared to Pep. And Jurgen Klopp, we know he's out of energy. Yeah. And I feel with the Pep situation, it's just a situation where Pep is out of energy with this squad. But I don't think he's out of ideas. I don't mean to interrupt you, AJ, but for example, the way that Klopp played, when he first came to the Premier League, that high pressure system, that tactic, the teams were not able to defend it, right? We saw in the last 2 seasons before he finished that teams found out a way to defend against it, and the team suffered, and there wasn't really a tactical change from his side. Pep plays a certain way, and I feel teams have found out how to defend against that, and they've adapted over time. Now, I could be completely BSing that because Man City has been devouring us for 10 years, but...
So, okay, let me be clear. So, I still think Pep is going to be an amazing manager, okay?
Okay, you're backstepping now.
No, okay, a little bit. But I don't think he's going to be the manager that keeps his team consistently like he's done in the past 7-8 years with City. And of course, because if you think about it, they're not going to win 4 in a row again. That's he's never going to reach that level.
I agree about that.
However, I think the game is changing. And the reason I say that,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Here comes a new manager Slot, who's you can tell he's tactically he knows what he's doing.
He's a fresh air,
fresh, modern. It's something unique, I think, with Slot, and this is what I've seen. Klopp had a certain style. You know, he was go and push the ball forward as fast as you can.
Yes.
With Slot, it seems like, okay, there's a time to push, but there's a time to control the ball. There's a time to pass the ball. There's something unique that because I've watched all Liverpool games, so I can tell. Like, I'm not like quote unquote like an expert, but you can tell there's something different about Slot, 100%. and tactically something's changing. Yeah. So I think Pep, if you're comparing Pep to what Slot's doing right now, it's something unique, and that's just
Slot is like a breath of fresh air.
A breath of fresh air, exactly.
And I totally agree, and I think Pep recognized that also. I think in one of his recent press conferences, he did mention that teams are way better than before. They have the same capabilities. They're following the same. Maybe City was ahead of the game, like following certain models.
Definitely, they were
with the analytics, scouting, and bringing players in. Now teams are up to date with these methods, and that's why a lot of the Premier League teams, like, they're very in the terms of like skills and the ability to win games, they're very comparable to each other. And he himself admitted that, but. As a City fan, I cannot lose trust in Pep, even though he's
definitely still the right man for.
He's definitely the right man. He knows the team deep in, and he knows which players to get. He's been involved with the club now almost 10 years.
When is his contract?
Well, he renewed his contract, so he's staying next year, and then there's an option to.
Oh, is it just a 1 year renewal?
It was a 1 year renewal,
extension.
But there is there is an option to extend another year if he wants to.
I'll be honest, I feel like he's gonna go like Klopp did.
He needs a break.
Maybe
I think he needs a break.
Now,
but
I think he needs to coach Spain.
I think he needs a break.
He did mention he wants to coach a national team, but now with all bringing in all these new players, and there are talks about
it's a rebuild.
A rebuild in the summer, like a huge one.
Yes, get rid of Jack Grealish.
How could you rebuild for just 1 year? I think he might.
What did he might want to rebuild? I mean, all the players that we brought were what? Was it a year or two? With
probably
Klopp.
2 years
Not more than 2 years.
Yeah, over 2 years.
All the players we got, Suboslai.
He reamped the midfield. What Pep is doing now, I mean, he reamped the midfield.
I think that's what Pep is going to plan to do. Build the team over 2 years,
build the foundation, and then
maybe
pass it on.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. And I would be happy
maybe
with
company
that too.
comes back.
Oh God, we'll see how he does in the Champions League, but I don't know.
But yeah, so with Liverpool's win, clearly Slot outcoached Pep. Well, that's not okay tactically. Defensively, Liverpool played the best game they played all year.
I think I agree.
The same for Trent Alexander.
Yeah, thanks to Salah, because Salah was actually helping him and defending, right? The whole game. I've never seen Salah run as back and forth as much as I did in the City game.
Determined to get this win. This was a title deciding kind of.
He played his hearts out. And I'll get to Salah in a minute, but as a team, Liverpool played amazing. They defended as a team. They like I said, Slot outcoached Pep. Tactically, it was a perfect game to defend City.
Yeah.
And to be honest, what killed City was the corner, the corner goal that they scored.
That was too early.
The set piece, yeah.
That was too early.
That's what pretty much
set the tone of the game.
And so
it bothers me so much that I watch my team, a top team like City, and we don't actually have corner tactics.
Yeah,
compared to Arsenal and Liverpool and all the other teams, I just see my players they don't know what they're doing during the corners.
They defended that set piece poorly
in defense and in the offense as well. We don't have a corner tactics in the offense.
And they said they practiced that.
I heard
Liverpool.
That.
Salah and Suboslai said they practiced 100%. That in the practice the day before.
Yeah. No, these are the spontaneous things that can come up and win you games, and it's something that City lacks because we rely 100% on Pep to tell us what to do. I'm sure he has his coaches with the free kicks and the corners and the direct kicks, but that bothers. This is one weakness that I noticed with City, but also the other weakness if you put those teams head to head, you wouldn't think there is that much difference in levels. But from what I saw, watching the game, Liverpool was was way ahead of City in the level of how comfortable they played.
Yeah,
because City, like, we were scrambling a lot, and I understand we have new players.
I have a lot of players to call out on your team. I'll tell you after you're done.
I think it's probably gonna be the same player. Like, I will call every veteran in the team, but not the newcomers, because all the new guys, they played their heart out, and they played with what they can do.
Do you think Kusanov had a good game?
I think so. I mean, out of all the other teams, he was the one running across the defense line, and I cannot give him I cannot ask for more from him. Basically, he's new to the team.
Looks special. He looks special, but
he's still 20.
He's new to the team. This is his 4th game, and in the 3 out of the 4 games, he played Liverpool, Real Madrid, and Newcastle.
Talk about a tough start.
A tough start, but and he also played Chelsea. So top 4 teams. Omar Marmoush is different than any other player that we have.
He's your best player on the team. I'll be honest.
So.
I mean, second to Holland.
Can we speak about Marmoush just a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I think Marmoush actually has a lot of pressure on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because of Salah, right?
That could happen.
And on top of that, City paid $70 million for him.
Yeah.
And he's playing for Pep Guardiola.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about that, that's like.
But he wasn't playing to that game. I mean, he hasn't been playing like he's been under pressure.
No, but I'm saying he has a lot of pressure. So. I think Marmoush.
Pressure.
I think Marmoush is special.
Yeah.
I think he's a great player. My concern is, first of all, hopefully he stays healthy, because if he doesn't stay healthy, then that'll be an issue. Because Salah, if you can, the dude never gets hurt. He's like a robot, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like, Marmoush needs to stay healthy, and then secondly, again, playing for Pep is just like. If he does something that Pep sees and it's like one thing that Pep doesn't like, he'll take him out. Like, he will not keep him. He doesn't. I don't think Pep will view Marmoush like Holland, right? Because Holland is like, oh yeah, he's the superstar.
Yeah. He's so
I don't think Pep will view Marmoush in that light.
Marmoush is like a wild card for this team.
Yeah.
Like, looking at the game, he was the most threatening player. Because he did things that I don't think they expected. Like, every time I watch him, I'm like, okay, this is not Man City. Like, and then Marmoush goes and does something on his own, which is not necessarily typical. Like, that's like a Hazard.
Typical
it's like something Eden Hazard would do. He'd take the ball and do some creativity. And, you know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily Chelsea. That's an individual thing.
And I think that's
a good thing.
That's a really good thing, and I agree with AJ. There is a pressure for being trained under Pep, but I hope that Pep gets the message that we need something different than what we have already in the team, and that's why I hope he hasn't instructed Marmoush to do anything differently yet. He's playing freely, and that's why he looks different than the rest of the team. I hope. I think one other element of the pressure that has been added in the past 2 games is Haaland is injured. So Marmoush is the main man. You're relying on Marmoush.
Which, to be fair, he scored, but it was an offside.
Marmoush has played at several different positions as well.
Yeah, he
played as left center forward. He played at the winger. He played at the false nine.
He's experimenting a little bit. I think his best game, of course, was the Newcastle one.
Was he as a striker? Or
he was a winger with an inside forward, probably.
Okay. So this might not be fair, but I put Marmoush now like, okay. Like, I put it like a challenge for him. So he's playing for City. Okay. Now, do you want to be as good as Salah or not?
For sure.
Yeah. That's the mindset he should have. And to me, I don't think he'll ever reach that level. Just as
nobody will ever reach that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think
another player.
But I mean, I would love for him to do amazing. But I just don't think he'll reach that level. And then, so I think that would be unfortunate for him. I think that would hurt him not his legacy or career, but just like. It's always gonna be there. Like,
Salah is not just an Egyptian icon.
Right.
He's a Premier League icon. He's a Premier League icon.
Right.
Yeah. Marmoush is gonna be a fantastic player for Man City, but never gonna reach that height. He's gonna maybe reach 130 goals. Salah is like we're talking about.
And I think we as Egyptians, when we think about Marmoush and Salah, we should aim for having 2 great players.
Yes.
Versus like Marmoush versus Salah. Is he gonna ever reach this level or not? Because you put a lot of pressure on the kid.
When you do the comparisons,
it's really not fair.
Yeah.
It's really no one like Salah is one in a lifetime situation.
Knowing Egyptians, though, I know that they will. So I hope that Marmoush does not listen to any Egyptian social media or news because all the Egyptians will be talking about them.
Right.
You should have seen the amount of memes that came out when they were talking in the tunnel. Like I saw a bunch of them like, oh, and like, yeah, bro, just leave them in peace, bro.
I know.
He's like, أنا باخد 50 جنيه. Like a rogel.
I think it's only fair to hope Marmoush to do a great job at City and also wish that we can have two Egyptian great players in the Premier League, like Salah.
Yes.
Salah is an icon, and Marmoush could be another icon.
And speaking of Salah, let's talk
about
a little bit of the season he's having, right? So he's at, I think he's at 30 goals and 20 assists right now.
Yeah,
in all competition, or
21 assists.
21 assists. So I saw stats where Messi and Ronaldo. So Messi, in La Liga, right, had best season. He had 73 goals and like 30 assists. Okay, that's unreal. But to be fair, that's La Liga. Okay, I'm not going to compare.
And they played more games.
And they played. 50, I think it was like 60. He played like 60.
We're also comparing, I think, all season long.
And that's all season long. And then Ronaldo had like 54 and 55. No, sorry, 61 and 21 assists. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is La Liga.
Yeah. So
Salah now has 30 and 21 assists, and there's still like 20 games left, I think, in total, with Premier League and Champions League and all that. So he's on pace to have one of the greatest Premier League season any player has ever had.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, he's gonna break even more records like going forward. And I'll tell you why. If you look at the games in Everton and Aston Villa, Everton, and Wolves.
Yes.
Liverpool played bad. They were not good.
Yeah.
But he carried them.
He carried them, on like it was literally one or two shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Very, very efficient. He's
one or two shots, and he had a goal and assist, and mostly all those games that he played poorly in, or the Liverpool played poorly in. There's no way I cannot see Liverpool playing that poorly going forward, which means he will get more opportunities. Knock on wood, of course, he stays healthy, but it just has to. He would get more opportunities to shoot the ball. Every game I've seen, what opportunity? Like he doesn't get much opportunities from what I've seen. Like there's, of course, in the beginning of the season, but I'm talking about recently, not much opportunities. Yeah. So I think his numbers are only gonna get better.
Yeah.
And I think, it's going to be special to watch, and it's already a special season, and we're witnessing something that's like amazing. We're going to tell our kids about, and to be honest, we should be proud of that. I mean, as Egyptians, we should definitely be proud
100%.
of it.
Yeah.
And if he beats we still have 11 games left. He could potentially beat his record from, obviously Haaland beat it, right?
35.
Haaland
35 or 36 goals, yeah.
So he's on 25 now in the Premier League. So
he's at 25.
Yeah. So if he gets
11 games left,
he gets a goal every game. I'm sure he'll get more than one goal too. So if he gets a goal every game, he's going to be on 36.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, But to step aside from Salah a minute, I just wanted to reflect on the match myself, my opinion. So, you and me already talked about it, Amir. Liverpool was playing probably at 70%. That was not 100% Liverpool. And it felt like a stroll in the park. Like Van Dijk was sitting on a beach chair, like in Cancun. That's how easy it felt. Apart from Marmoush, which probably was the only threat, I think, in the team. Players that I want to single out that you probably are. Ederson is not good enough to be the Man City goalkeeper anymore. Mm-hmm. I think they need to replace him in the summer. You obviously already knew De Bruyne. I think this game kind of showed. I was surprised De Bruyne even started. I'll be honest. Yeah. I thought that they were going to bench him, but and Foden question mark.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks on Foden.
And
I think you could probably mention a couple other center backs.
Can I Lewis just say a little bit about De Bruyne for a second?
Yeah.
So I remember last year when Salah got hurt. And he was out for a while, and then he came back. He wasn't himself.
Yes.
So do you think, like, because he was injured for so long, like he needs time to be back in like
he's had
form?
A lot of time.
Yeah, physically he's not in the same. He's not as fit as De Bruyne.
But it's not a matter of time anymore.
And it's also like his position is different than Salah. I think it's easier for a winger to come back than like if you're fit enough, and you're like as a midfielder, you're required more like physical. Like your performance is based on physicality, basically, like eating all the clashes in the midfield. While as a winger, most of the time you're facing the goal, like you're running to the defender and being more of a threat. But I think he's not fit. He's not as fit as Salah. I don't think.
Do you think he'll get back to the fitness?
Only if he does something miraculously. But I don't think
it's not a matter of like he was injured a month ago. Like we're talking about he came back.
He came back
to the first team like 4 months ago. 5?
Yeah, and he started the season with us too. So
I mean he's been on the team for a while.
He just got injured for like a month or like 6 weeks, and then he's back.
I think this is his body telling him he can't play at this level anymore.
Yeah, I think.
So you guys think he's done? It's over.
I think so. I hate to say it, but
unless they keep him on as like a player that comes on for 30 minutes, 20 minutes at the end of the game.
And I think that's what De Bruyne wants. I don't think he wants to leave. And I, as a City
like
legend,
a Ryan Giggs kind of guy that would just
I
come
don't
on.
want him to leave either. I would love for him to stay, coach the young players, and just be there as a captain for the team. I would love for him to do that, and I think that's what they're talking about in the media, which all City fans will be very happy if this happens. But the person that I would have hoped that he would have stepped up in these difficult moments was Phil Foden, because like if we're thinking about it, like Phil Foden since last year is playing in a similar position as De Bruyne, like more in the midfield, like not as a winger, and he's very young. He's well acquainted with the league. He knows the players. He knows the systems and everything.
His numbers have dropped off significantly.
He's not performing very well this season. And again, I don't know if it's a loss of motivation because he has won everything already. From being a young player already, like winning treble and winning 4 Premier Leagues in a row. He already has more Premier Leagues than many of the Premier League icons already.
But like I mean, there's Mbappe. Like Mbappe's won the league. Mbappe's won the France World Cup. I mean, what a
I know, but Mbappe's situation, like being Madrid is his like.
So maybe Foden needs to go to a different team.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, hopefully he sees himself as a captain for that team. And I think that's what he misses. Like he still thinks he's part of the puzzle, while he has to realize he needs to be a leader on the field. And I don't think he realized that yet. I don't know how old is he, like 24, right? Same as Haaland. And maybe I don't know if I should blame City like board for that, but Foden already knows Haaland is the main man.
Yeah,
especially with that new contract. Yeah, even though Foden grew at City.
Yeah,
so
they could have made him like a Saka kind of guy, like you are a star man. But no.
So Foden already knows whatever happens, I'm never going to be the main man.
I'm second choice. Yeah.
And I don't know if this is something. It could bother me if I was in his place. So that could be another reason.
But if they get rid of Foden in the summer, I don't think it's a big loss. I would be honest. At least the form that he's in.
It's a big loss of talent. I would say, because
I think the potential.
He is also special. I'm thinking if we have Marmoush and Foden both fit, and and
if Foden is the 100%,
is 100%, I would say we don't need Florian Wirtz. If you think about I'm thinking about the rumors of Man City getting players in the summer, and Florian Wirtz is the top on the top of the list. But if you have Marmoush and Foden, and they're already gonna play like in that like place like under the striker, creating the chances for you, you really don't need Wirtz.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be another midfielder.
He's a central.
He's
not
more
a winger.
But he's not like Gundogan. He's not like your number 8, that like a box-to-box midfielder.
Yes.
We have that profile already in Marmoush and
he's like a super sly.
Exactly. So I feel like we need more players like Nico Gonzalez, for example, which I honestly, with him being like this is his second or third game, I think he's gonna add a lot of to him, and
Rodri will pretty good.
They will look really good.
Spanish connection.
Ake's probably time someone has
what is he
on him
30.
Yeah,
Ake is good. I won't, but I think it's completely dependent on who his partner is next to him. Yeah, it's one of those things that Ake probably looks a lot better when he's next to Diaz.
Yeah, for sure.
Same thing. Stones looks amazing when he's next to Diaz.
Yeah,
if you put Stones and Ake next to each other, they look like they're playing for Ipswich.
Yeah. Again, I agree with you about the performance overall. I think it was an easy win for Liverpool, while City, I think Pep just put the formation.
I was expecting more of a competition, man. This game was...
I think City threw the towel.
Which is the Real Madrid,
the same thing that happened in the Real Madrid game.
It's sad, man.
And again, I don't know, loss of motivation. Pep is in the media saying we deserve this season off, and I personally agree with him, but not in that form. Like I would want to say,
they definitely got outplayed.
I definitely want to say, like I want to see some urge from the players, at least not to lose. At least, yeah.
Any So speaking, are you done with City players, or are you?
I'm done with City. We can go to Liverpool.
Any Liverpool players stand out to you guys that you're like?
Szoboszlai has changed drastically since getting dropped. He got dropped to the bench maybe, what was it, a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
And Jones came and he scored a couple goals. And then after that, I don't know what happened. But that response that Szoboszlai has had since then, because he wasn't really playing good the whole first half of the season. It wasn't until he was dropped that the past 3-4 games I've seen another element of him that I did not know. His physicality and fitness and his work rate. Yeah. And him and Salah have looked fantastic pairing together.
Yeah.
They played, I don't know if you guys saw football, 4-2-4 was the formation.
Yeah.
I have never seen Liverpool or any team to say it. Maybe Chelsea played it before. Yeah. I have never seen a 4-2-4 line.
Old school.
That was, I'm sure it wasn't necessarily, I'm sure Diaz and Salah slotted up, so it was more like a 4-2-2-2.
Diaz did 4-2-2-2. Since the beginning of the season.
Diaz's beginning season form was just
So to be fair, I do love Diaz though. I know he doesn't score the goals, but his change of pace and his just like going at defenders does cause a problem, and it opens up lanes for other players to
his
to
finishing
do things.
is very frustrating.
However, I want him to score more goals.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
If somebody comes in the summer and asks and offers us a good amount of money, if I'm the manager or the team, I'm selling.
There were talks about Barcelona.
Yeah, I would sell him in a heartbeat if we get a good number, because he's already reached his full potential. I mean, what are his numbers? 13 goals, 2 assists. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. But half of that was really at the beginning of the season.
Right.
I think McAllister has been your dynamo.
McAllister is. Gravenberch, obviously, we said has been good, but McAllister has stepped it up. In last season, we felt like he was uncomfortable in this role and position.
There was a dip, I think. There
was a dip, and
his tandem, but his fitness.
Again, the work rate.
Yeah.
Something that I love is the 100% work rate.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And McAllister, if you watch the game, it wasn't this game. It was the game before. His face was like red because he was running everywhere, getting fouled everywhere. So against Everton,
he's definitely like a main man for that team.
That team, the whole team, I could mention it. Van Dijk again.
Man City's going down one direction.
We're going.
Liverpool is going up.
So big question, guys.
We'll come back.
Liverpool, this game. You're a Man City fan, obviously, but still. Does this game, for you,
wins the title?
Kind of tell you that we will win the title, if that's the right way to word it?
I think so, 100%.
I know we've been saying this, but this game didn't specifically change anything.
With these games, you make a statement on where you are, and I thought you guys played Arsenal a little earlier on the schedule, but it turns out to be in May.
Yeah,
which
3 games before the end of the season. So
it has a huge effect on the season, because if you just win all the games, like if you don't lose in the next few games leading to Arsenal, you're winning the league. I think you only need
I think it's at Liverpool, right? If I'm not mistaken.
That game?
I think so.
Is that Liverpool or Arsenal?
It is at Liverpool.
It's at Liverpool.
It's at Anfield.
Right? Yeah.
And that's with 2 games after that. That's it. So we would have won the league by then.
Yeah, I think you guys need now 6 wins to win the league.
Yeah, it's a well, if they win the next game, it's only an 8-point gap.
Arsenal,
I still think you guys can do it.
I think it's not over just yet.
That's not over yet.
I would like to see Arsenal lose one more.
Mathematically, it's not.
And if Arsenal lose one more and Liverpool win,
but I can tell you they're playing Nottingham Forest tomorrow.
So if they lose,
if Nottingham Forest is not a win, which I don't know if it will be, to be honest, Chris Wood may do his magic. it just continues to be like the coffin is getting buried 6 feet under.
Right.
Should we talk about Arsenal now? Are we done?
I'm down. You guys have any more to say about it?
No.
AJ could talk for like 3 hours. And
I could talk, but no. All I'm gonna say is like if Arsenal lose one more game, or draw even, and Liverpool win, then I can say yes, we're winning the league.
I'm already sold. Congrats, Liverpool.
Let's talk about Arsenal West Ham, which was disgusting for any Arsenal fan, really. I watched it, and I shouldn't have even watched it. It was just disgusting. To think that Moreno was going to be their savior.
Again, it comes down to that striker. That striker
that they should have bought in the summer. In the winter.
About last year.
even then, you had the opportunity in January, and you. I know we could.
Who was the striker this was on?
They could have their center midfielder.
Yeah, that was the person that they threw in the striker last week. But my point is, they should have got somebody as a cover for Havertz, knowing that Jesus is injured, and then they got what they deserved. Because Havertz got injured the week after the transfer window closed.
Yeah.
And other than that, guys, the team. I don't know if you both watched the game. Arsenal the attack looks horrible. I know I keep bashing Odegaard, but Odegaard does not help the attack at all because his finishing is garbage.
He looked terrible.
He's trying to pass, but he has nothing to pass to. And if you give him the ball and tell him shoot, it's going to fly to the stands. So literally, you're relying on Waniri, which is the only player on that team that could do anything.
Do you think it's unlucky for Arsenal to lose their front three, or is it poor planning?
I say poor planning because they got Sterling, which is a garbage cover, and that was already just a dart that they threw. So they didn't really get covered. What they got Sterling, was supposed to be one of their covers. Jesus, who is injury prone, and you have Zivchenko. So they didn't play. It's not like our team where we have players that are going to step in. We have Nunez, we have whatever. They didn't plan ahead. They got Sterling on loan just as an option.
Yeah.
And now they're having to rely on Sterling, and he's not good enough, so he's on the bench. So the person that you bought to cover isn't good enough, and you're putting him on the bench, and you're starting a center mid and striker. That tells me poor planning, stupid management, because now you're putting a center mid, and you have Trossard on the wing instead of Sterling. I don't have any remorse for this team. Obviously, Arsenal fans are probably more pissed than me, but I'm pissed as a soccer fan because West Ham suck, and they managed to get a win. Obviously, Arsenal got a red card, right? They got a red card with Lewis Skelly.
But the goal was scored before even.
Yes,
red card.
But man,
they scored the goal and defended with 10 men. That's all they did that game. And we know when Arsenal plays these teams with deep defending, they just cannot do anything. If there's no Saka. They don't have Havertz, who you could probably send crosses to. Martinelli can dribble here and there, but it was very.
Let me ask a question.
Very weird game.
Why wouldn't you, if you're Arsenal, pick up two strikers, two attacking players on the free market now?
Because you would prove that they made a mistake.
Regardless of the proof, you still have a chance.
Can they do that?
For example, Diego Costa was one that was mentioned. Why not throw an opportunity? You are only 8 points away if you win the next game. You're only 8 points away. You've already done 27 games worth of hard work. Why not get a player and try it out? A 6-month contract. I'm just thinking if I was playing career mode,
but the player, how fit is he going to be? How
it doesn't matter. But why not? If he's not good, you have him on the bench. Tell me, guys, why wouldn't you just do that? Why? Is it because they don't want to?
If I get into Arteta's head, I think it wouldn't look good in the dressing room.
So is that all? Is it just about looking good, or is it about winning the league?
Well, I think for him, it's about managing the team, which could be a reason. You have that manager-player interaction and relationship that you try to maintain because you're not losing these guys next year.
If you're not willing to upset people, then you're gonna lose the league. That's as easy as it is.
I think I don't think Arteta has the courage to do that.
I think it's stupid.
In my opinion,
I think it's stupid. I would pick anybody up, a 36-year-old, a 19-year-old that got dropped. Anybody.
How long do you guys think Arteta has as a manager of Arsenal? Like I think
if they don't win the league next season, I think they fire him, and it probably won't be fire, probably part ways is what.
But what trophy has he won?
FA Cup.
The FA Cup and Community Shield.
Okay.
So
I don't know. As an Arsenal manager, that's probably not good enough. Yeah.
They will give him next season, and probably they will buy like 3-4 players.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, this is your last chance.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
With him, next season, if they don't win, they're out.
Because we already said they should have won this season. This was really
they were favorites.
They were favorites.
Man City was their competition last season. Liverpool wasn't, and they stepped off. We have a new manager. We have a new system. Obviously, we've been amazing.
Yeah.
But Arsenal has been horrible, and that's the reason.
They're not better than last year. So last year
they've gotten worse.
Last year they hit like 90+ points, and they lost the league by 1 point to Man City. But they are not better than last year. That's the thing. If they had maintained that level, it would have been a different story.
What do you guys think because of the injuries?
Well, they got rid of Nketiah. They got rid of Smith Rowe. They got. I could probably name a few, but why would you get rid? Nketiah would come on and score some goals. Smith Rowe was always an option. So their attack got worse, and then they got another left back, which wasn't needed.
And
so
Arteta changed the system. At the beginning of the season. He was trying something different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever they changed, the team has actually gotten worse.
Yeah, it is frustrating to see them. Not gonna lie, I was hoping they can put any pressure on Liverpool.
They seem very inconsistent this year.
I picked up Moreno in fantasy. I quickly dropped him. I don't know what I was thinking. Yeah. Well, do you guys have any more to say about that one?
I would say I'm pretty sure you guys as Liverpool fans feel very comfortable being on top and know that Arsenal is in second place.
We got George Girgis as a Liverpool fan now, so
yeah, dude.
Shout out to George.
Switch sides.
I know.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Okay, you guys want to go to Tottenham? Let's go to Tottenham first.
Is there anything to say about this game, man?
We need to give credit to this team.
They won.
First of all, I need to apologize for every podcast that I bash this team. And I know it's Ipswich, but I just want to say sorry to Postecoglou. I blamed it not on the injuries. I blamed it on the coach. I blamed it on the team. But they've gotten 3 players back, and they've looked like a revitalized, like a breath of fresh air team. Vicario, Johnson...
Madison's always been playing.
Madison, I think he was injured a few games before as well.
Yeah.
Maybe Bentancur, Udogie. So we're seeing players come back, and the team looks very good. Obviously, Ipswich was dominating the first 10 minutes, and the game could have been completely different.
Yeah.
But I take promise with 4 goals on the road. That's something that I think, is a positive.
And I think that's what we expect from that Spurs team. They have their moments, and when they have it, they score a ton of goals in those games, 4 or 5. We have seen it, especially with Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski, and Son on the field. Again, I think Postecoglou is the main man. He controls the game, but.
He shut up the doubters.
Yeah, but again, I think as a Spurs fan, what do you expect from this team? What do you want?
Their expectations
now that
are always wrong.
They're out of the cup against Liverpool.
Both cups? They still have
FA Cup?
FA Cup, right?
I
think they still have FA Cup as the second tournament. No, Europa League.
I think they're out.
Right,
they're out. So
they're out of both.
They only have the Europa League, which they're going to compete against Manchester United.
They're in the round of 16. Who knows?
So yeah, but
listen, I wouldn't mind them winning.
Winning.
Yeah, it would be a huge trophy for them if they win it for sure.
They're still in 13th place, guys. This is I don't think they can make it to European football.
Man, they got themselves in that position.
Manchester United's in 15th. We're gonna get to
Man United's in 15th.
Yeah, we're
gonna get to that.
I never looked that down. So
I have promise with this team. I hope that this team, Tottenham. We all like Postecoglou.
Yeah,
I think he brings a different perspective into the Premier League. His honesty, his interviews, his he's always straight in his interviews, and I like that. I don't know, and it's entertaining. Every game is entertaining. Whether they lose or win, we're always entertained.
Right, right.
I think they should keep him for sure. Would love to see more games.
Did you guys have anything to say about the Matthias Tell, who's on loan from Bayern Munich? Do you guys see anything from him? He looked all right. He played 74 minutes.
He has good potential, but I don't know when Solanke is fit. Is Solanke fit? Or
no, he's injured until March. So, why couldn't Arsenal get a guy like Matthias Tell? Yeah. I mean, he came from Bayern Munich. He's 19, but he has some experience.
It's funny that he actually rejected Spurs.
He's too young. You can't determine.
Yeah, but you could have you could have got him on loan for an Arsenal would have had an actual striker.
I mean, I would agree. I mean, Arsenal could have take a chance on him for sure.
Yeah. Stupid people,
but it's Arsenal, so that's okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. Should we talk about the other elephant in the room,
which was
Manchester United?
Let's get into it, guys.
Oh God!
Oh man!
I now know what Christian means when he feels like he needs to throw up when he says the name Manchester United. I had like a little baby throw up.
It's wow.
But do you now trust me when I said this coach has no clue what's happening on the field?
They tied 2-2.
But they were losing 2-0. They were down 2-0.
He's not going to last.
He's not the right man.
Yeah, so they get rid of him in the summer.
They get rid of him.
They're not going to fire him now. No chance.
No.
His reactions on the sideline and watching him, it's like he's such a desperate person. Like, I feel so sad for him. Like, you don't have the solution. This guy cannot lead this team. He's under so much pressure. The
problem is, I was listening to the Two Robbies podcast. They both had two different opinions. I agree with the first Robbie, which is he was saying the coach is trying to integrate his system, the one that he plays with, into a team and players that this one does not work with. It does not complement these players. Yeah. So I agreed with him, which is change the system to accommodate the players, so that obviously which players are slow, which players don't have the same engine, or what their weaknesses are. So I think I agree with that, which is he's trying to do something that these players cannot do. Why not change it to play in a system that the players can do, like something that doesn't require speed or something? I don't know what the system is, but
I think
I don't know. You probably would know how to say more about tactics.
I think the Man U players they need to sell all of them.
They do.
And to restart. I mean, because
but they're in 15th place now. What are they going to do?
This is like the bottom of the bottom. I mean, you're talking about poor Fernandes, man. I mean, he has been through terrible managers.
He's a donkey, man.
I know, but
he should have left if he.
To be fair, he's dealt with a lot of terrible managers. So I don't know, man. That team is to be 15th and you're United and you spent how many in the market?
Yeah,
that's just an embarrassing. That's embarrassment.
No, I agree.
That's the lowest of the low. So
I mean, speaking of the system, honestly, do you know who's the other team that plays that same system? Southampton.
Oh, really?
And who was the other team that played that system the last couple of years?
No, I don't know.
Luton Town.
So what's the system?
I'm saying the 3-4-1-2 or the 5-2-2-1 or whatever. I'm saying it does not work in the Premier League. Even Ipswich would have an edge over you. Yeah,
no team ever plays good with a 3 in the back, apart from Chelsea.
It's just I honestly, we're way past this kind of dynamic football. We're more tactically driven about spacing and players per space and making certain passes, but this system depends on chaos.
Well, that fits our Manchester.
Chaos for chaos. Yeah.
Chaos and speed. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
It's not gonna work in the Premier League.
It's a very good point. It's all about space. And if you don't have space, you're not gonna.
It's not gonna work. It's never gonna work to try to integrate these players in these pockets on the field and then leave the amount of space behind. Any other team in the Premier that level in the Premier League knows exactly what they're gonna do with that space behind you. And I think Man United players don't even realize that. They don't know what's gonna happen to them, and all the other players that come against them, they imagine how they're gonna attack this area, while the other Man United players are not even informed about what's happening.
So why doesn't he change the system? Is he like just?
It worked with him.
It worked with him.
Yeah.
He won a lot of games in Sporting. So.
See, that's what I don't like about certain coaches that are. I mean, maybe Pep sticks to what he knows. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Well,
Postecoglou sticks to what he knows.
There are some basics, but at least Pep, like you always see, like a 4-2-3-1.
He's willing. He's fluid.
A 4-4-2. Like
Pep's a little bit more fluid.
He plays it around.
I see what works best for the team.
Yeah.
You know the players' strengths and weaknesses.
I haven't watched many United games, but does he make any changes during the games, or he just sticks?
Amir watched the game live.
Terrible teams, and that was the worst experience I've had in my life. And this is exactly so. Actually, before watching the Man U game in London, I was backing him up. And when I watched this game is when I realized this guy has no clue what he's doing. Like watching the players on the field, I was like, what is going on?
I think I saw a highlight where Casemiro was. Of course, we know Casemiro is like past his prime, but he was playing and he would look at the manager, United's manager, like every few seconds, and the manager kept telling him go forward, but Casemiro, I think because of his experience, he didn't want to go forward because he felt there was a danger in that area.
Yeah.
And so, but he kept pushing it. He said, "Go forward, go forward, go forward." And Casemiro was just so hesitant.
This is a 33-year-old. You're telling him to carry the ball
who played for Madrid, who's one of the amazing midfielders in history, and you're telling this guy, to go for. First of all, he's not a striker, so why is he telling him to go forward? Like he's not an attacking. He's a defender, defending midfield. And he kept telling him, and Casemiro was just very uncomfortable. So if your players are uncomfortable,
I agree.
Like, why are you? What's going on there? There's some kind of disconnect. Yeah. Clearly, there's a huge disconnect, and it's getting worse. And to be 15th, the management there, and this is United, Manchester United.
Do you know what were they? What do you guys remember? What place they were before Ten Hag got fired?
He was 10th. 10th place?
I think so. He's taking
Ten Hag. He's taking them back, or maybe he was down to 12th, or
he was doing better than.
They've only gotten worse, is what I'm saying.
At least I felt like they had their moments.
Yes, exactly.
With this guy, I just cannot.
He gets fired for sure, but I have no idea who they bring in.
He will get fired.
Zinedine Zidane.
He'll get fired next December. By December.
No, he's going to get fired
in the summer.
This season.
100%. Yeah.
I don't know. Because he just came in a little bit later. They might give him a summer to figure things out.
Maybe.
I think that's a lost bet.
If he wins something, but
they shouldn't do that, in my opinion.
But it is United. They've done a lot of bad decisions.
Yeah.
Let's move on from this Khara team.
Are we moving to another Khara?
Chelsea's the last from our top 6, right? Yeah, I guess if you can call them top. Next season, we're not doing Manchester United and Tottenham. That's the new rule. Okay, Chelsea guys continue to lose. They won today against Southampton, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Aston Villa. The two players that Aston Villa... You see the difference. Aston Villa brought in players. Chelsea did not bring anybody in. They got rid of some players in the January. Both of the players that Aston Villa brought combining for goals. Asensio and Rashford.
And Rashford came from Manchester United.
Yeah. So
we see the trend. And Anthony is performing really well in Real Betis.
Yeah. Something's wrong with Manchester.
Something's wrong with it. But again, I don't blame Chelsea for not getting any players in the winter, because if they had gotten any players, we would have destroyed them with our comments. But
what do you have to say about this dip in form, though? Do you blame it on injuries? I mean, the big injury, I guess, is Nico Jackson. They have Lavia, Madueke, Fofana.
When you lose your main striker, I think you lose 25% of your
But they had a dip before he got injured.
Yeah, I agree. But again, with his injury, it can cause even a bigger dip in form. Honestly, Maresca's doing a good job. Even with that dip, I still think he's the right man.
So you don't blame it on tactics?
No, not at all.
Palmer has, he's gone a little dip there.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he's been.
But again,
and I'm a little upset because I I do have him.
Yeah.
And see, I even forgot because he's not doing anything for me.
Yeah, the last goal he scored was January 14th.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But again,
that's why I'm losing.
It's a very young team, guys. Like, I think their average age is like 22, 23.
Yeah.
So they're probably one of the youngest lineups in the Premier League, and for them to be like still top 6, top 8.
So there's more to
that
come,
season.
is what I'm hearing.
Definitely next season is promising for Chelsea. And I think I can see them. They already showed us some of it at the beginning of the season. When they were fully fit, they were fresh, they were not under pressure. Now they are under a little pressure. The season is getting to them now with the injuries and the pressure of the games. So
I like Neto. I still will say that Pedro Neto has been still in form regardless of the other team.
Yeah.
I saw you picked him up.
I picked. So I was playing trial here. I picked was Nkunku for one game, and then I was like, no, it's not gonna happen.
He scored 2 goals.
I know, but then I dropped him and picked Neto. I was
That's
like,
better.
Yeah, that feels a little better. So, but yeah, I think he's still the right man.
They're still in 4th place, guys.
Are they? 4th place.
I think because after the win today,
Which is surprising, right?
Oh, because Man City still after that game, they played an extra game over Man City.
Oh yeah. So if Man City wins,
we're back.
But keep in mind,
we're back, baby.
This year, top 5 makes the Champions League.
Yeah.
So.
So
okay.
That's even more promising.
Top 5 makes Champions League, and they need to update this then. So Europa League is what, 6 and 7?
I don't know. Let's check real quick.
6, 7. I would think 8 now.
Okay.
Table.
What do you get for 15th and 13th?
Oh man!
Thank God we don't know any Spurs or Manchester United fans.
So, yeah, they didn't update it, but I don't know. It's been the season, I guess, but it's almost over with Liverpool winning. I already gave up. I threw the towel.
Did you guys have any more to say about Chelsea or any other teams?
No, I mean, I agree with Amir. I think next year they'll be a little bit better. They won't be. I don't think they'll win the league, but they'll be a little bit better next year. So
I want to say one thing. Two of the most exciting teams to watch now is like Nottingham Forest and Newcastle.
Yeah.
And their game on Sunday, like 4-2 or 4-3. 4-3.
Yeah.
That was like. It was nice to see a game that on a Sunday, early Sunday, and like scoring 7 goals. And these two teams are just very unpredictable right now. Like you don't know when they're gonna win or when they're gonna lose, but watching them is very entertaining.
Very entertaining. Yeah, I agree.
That's why I agree with Pep. What you were saying was like all the teams are competitive.
Yeah,
it's not like,
and that's why it makes Liverpool more impressive.
Yeah,
team.
There you go.
It's just I want to say one comment about Salah since I'm an outsider, but
yes,
this guy is just he reminds me of like the icons of the game. Like these guys, like Dennis Bergkamp, all of these guys, they had a profile that you cannot replicate. And with his play style, he doesn't. It seems like he actually is not following like the modern day tactics.
Yes,
he understands it very well, but what he does on the field does not follow it. And that's what makes him very unpredictable. That no one knows what to do with him, basically, and that's like how I see him. Like in this type of football that we play right now, he is the special one. Being able to do this in the Premier League, I know if we bring like Vinicius Junior, where he's using all his skills and stuff, and like Neymar, all of these guys that we think that are very special, but they were able to do it because they were in La Liga. And in other leagues, but they will never be able to do that in the Premier League.
Exactly.
And for us to see Salah being able to do that, he is out of this era, but he's dominating. So, honestly,
he deserves
credit
all
to
the
him.
credit and the glory, and we're blessed to live in this generation.
I will say, of course, like we are very fortunate to live in where we can see Salah play. Like I said, we're gonna tell our kids and our grandkids about him. I mean, it's just like, and it's just so special. And it's like, it reminds me of like, well, I mean, the reason I love the game, because growing up, I would watch the legends, right? Ronaldinho, or R9, right? R9 was my hero. So, Thierry Henry, all these legends, even like the Brazilian team, like Rivaldo and all these legends. So, but like, now we're living in a time where there are there are legends, but they're not as many. If you really think about it, there's not as many, right?
Yeah.
And so, but now we're witnessing a legend who is Salah, who's Egyptian.
Yes.
Like, I think ever we're going to see I hope more Egyptians can come out, but we're never going to see someone like that, for an Egyptian that come out like that again, which is special.
He became the third top scorer in Liverpool's history, and I think he's maybe number 7 in the Premier League history.
I think he's like 6 or 5.
6 or so it's ridiculous.
He's up
And this is the first time a winger. I don't think any of them have been wingers like this that have. I mean, Messi and Ronaldo. I guess Ronaldo was playing striker,
but I mean, of course, I'm not comparing him to Messi. Messi is will always be the greatest, right? And he will be the greatest. Like, he's the greatest soccer player. And that, again, we've lived in a time where we see Messi and Ronaldo. But Salah is up there in one of, 100%. Not Messi level.
Yeah.
Like Ronaldo, and these type of players, you can put him up there. That's the thing. You can say Salah is up there.
Salah is up there.
And 100%. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I'll say about Liverpool, one thing I want to say about contracts, you have to sign him.
Yeah.
100%. You have to sign him. You have to sign Van Dijk. And I'm going to say this too. You have to sign Trent. You have to keep Trent. The goals that him and Salah are... Trent helps Salah so much in getting these goals. You guys don't understand. The balls over the top, and the balls that Trent can kick out wide, or to the way he sees the field. He helps Salah so much. If Trent leaves, I think it is going to affect Salah's numbers. Is going to affect the wide players. It's going to affect the team. So that's just my opinion. Because yesterday in the City game, so the goal that Szoboszlai scored was because of Trent passing the ball, an amazing pass over the top, where Salah controlled it well.
Yes.
And then Salah did his magic and was able to find Szoboszlai. If you don't have that creativity, how is Salah gonna get these goals? So that's my worry. That's my worry.
a good point, because I always bash Trent because I see him as a young guy that just wants to go to Real Madrid, but I agree with you. I think it will affect the team.
It's going to affect. Yeah. I don't think Bradley's better defensively.
Yeah.
He's not. I don't think he can do those balls over the top or pass like Trent.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping what I want, Trent signs another 2 years, then he can go to Madrid. Yeah. That'll give enough time for Salah and Van Dijk to get another 2 years, and that's it. And then the era is over, and we just witness the greatest players to play for Liverpool, and it'll be like an amazing thing. That's my hope. They all resign.
Yeah.
But in terms of what we're witnessing right now, it's historic, and we're witnessing something amazing. I really we're gonna look back and be like, I saw that live.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick break, guys, and we will come back and talk about some hot topics. All right, welcome back, boys. We are going to talk a little bit about the Champions League, and then we'll get into some hot topics. So, Champions League nights are coming back next week again.
Champions.
Liverpool, guys. Manchester City's out. I'm sorry, man. Liverpool versus PSG is first game we'll talk about. AJ, we're going to win? We're going to beat PSG?
It's a tough matchup.
It's
a tough matchup.
This is one of the favorites, I'd say, after they beat Manchester City.
And it's funny because we got the first seed and we play PSG.
You play the hardest game. The round of 16.
Well, the hardest game besides Madrid. I mean, if we ended up with Madrid, that would have been... But, I mean, still, it's a tough matchup, but I think we'll win. It's not going to be easy. I'm just going to say that right now.
They beat Brest 10-0 on aggregate.
Did they?
Yes. I mean, I know Brest is not as good as they used to be. They're in 9th place.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, in the French league, but I'm confident we can still win.
No, well, I think we'll win.
Especially that they don't have Mbappe. I think but Musa, who is it? Not Musa.
Dembele. Dembele is playing really well. But I think we'll win, but it's not going to be easy, right? So I think maybe
4-2 on aggregate.
4-2?
On aggregate,
I say 3-2. 3-2. It'll be a little bit closer, yeah.
It's a very hard one to predict, honestly, because Luis Enrique is really good. And I think he follows almost a similar system as Arne Slot in terms of like play style and demanding from players and being a pragmatic coach rather than just like having a set play style to play with all season. So it's going to be a very, very exciting one to see. But again, with Liverpool's form, I think they deserve the win.
Yeah.
And I want to see them go far. So I would say Liverpool in aggregate. It's going to be a tough one. I would say 2-1.
Looking at the attack, by the way, they have Barcola and Dembele are their most threatening players.
Yeah.
Van Dijk is going to eat those up. Like, there's some kids, bro. It's not like we're playing against,
it's those young kids, man. Van Dijk is an old guy, too.
I don't have Konate. The only thing they would get maybe is the speed, like Dembele. But I don't know. Since I saw Dembele in Barcelona, I don't have any fear for this Dembele guy. He has 24 goals, though, this season. He's on fire.
He's playing really well this year.
I would say...
he'd have to get a goal from outside the box or something.
That guy they got from Porto, what's his name?
Porto?
Ruben Neves?
Yeah.
He is the heart of the team.
Is he really? Okay.
He's like the Enzo Fernandez when Enzo Fernandez was playing in Portugal.
He's only 20.
And he reminds me of Enzo Fernandez playing for Argentina. Like, he is actually the heart of that team.
Oh, wow.
And he's definitely a one to watch. He's going to give you guys a lot of trouble. So
I'm excited to watch this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a good first round of 16 matchup for Liverpool. And I think if we get past them, then I think we can make it to
after we get past them, I guess we play Barcelona.
Yeah.
Is it Barcelona?
Assuming Barcelona beats Benfica. That's
be
two very hard back-to-back.
Is it Barcelona?
But then
yeah, based on what that's showing.
Yeah, wow.
But that'll be the quarterfinals?
Well,
No, I think that's going to be the
Villa.
semi-final. Yeah.
No, this thing is showing Aston Villa Club Rouge.
Yeah, I think you are with Aston Villa.
Aston Villa, yeah. I think it's Aston Villa, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think you played Barcelona until the semi-final.
Yeah, I looked at that.
Yeah, if you guys are to win.
Okay.
So,
well, let's go to Aston Villa then. In that case, Club Rouge.
Very exciting opportunity for them to be in that.
Yeah.
In the round of 16.
That's a good fixture to be matched up against versus getting some of the other teams.
Yeah.
To be honest, this is tough for Liverpool. Like you're telling me they got to play PSG and then Aston Villa?
Yeah, assuming Aston
that
Villa
is very
wins,
tough.
And if you ask me as a City fan, those Champions League games against your neighbor or like the team that comes from the same country
are very difficult.
Are the hardest games.
So this is I'm not as a Liverpool fan. I am not happy. What's the point of winning the number one seed at this point? Like that's not right.
That's true. This is a little gives you less incentive, especially.
But do you blame the system or do you blame PSG for finishing?
I blame them.
For finishing like in 20.
And just looking at because I'm looking at the tournament here. If Liverpool beats PSG, they have to go through Aston Villa, then.
We play Real Madrid, or Atletico, or Arsenal.
So that's crazy to me.
I think you guys are in the same way as
Real Madrid, or
Real Madrid, not Barcelona.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't
Let's just say Real Madrid.
To be honest, if we win Champions League, then that's
hopefully we do.
I mean,
I have high hopes.
You might as well put Mo Salah's Ballon d'Or name on it.
That's the goal. That's what we want, man.
But honestly, this is very tough. As a Liverpool fan, I'm not happy.
It is a tough fixture.
Do you guys think Aston Villa can beat Club Rouge?
I think so.
The form that Aston Villa has been in has been
Club Rouge,
I think Club Rouge is not really.
They were very easy to beat.
I think Aston Villa has a very good coach, and I think they'll go through.
Club Rouge did have some good results in the Champions League, though. They beat...
And the recruitment that Aston Villa brought, like bringing in Rashford and Asensio, these guys provide you with the European experience that you probably were lacking from that team. So it's all good signings.
I'd be excited to see that team advance a little bit further. It's kind of cool. Kind of like a Leicester City vibe.
In Champions League.
Yeah.
It would be, but I still don't want them to. I don't want to see them. I'm nervous. I'll be honest.
Arsenal PSV is the last Premier League team. I don't think they could have asked for an easier fixture, but
that's very positive for Arsenal.
But they play them next week without a striker again. So I don't think Arsenal. I don't know if Arsenal can win with the team that they have.
You wanna hear a funny story? So PSV just signed a free agent striker.
Really? That's hilarious.
They just signed a free agent striker.
And isn't PSV's no, their coach is not. I was wondering.
It's not Arne's.
I'm wondering if it was Van Persie, because Van Persie's coaching a team.
I thought he is.
Is it Feyenoord, or it might be Feyenoord?
You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have to check who Van Persie. Because imagine if Van Persie comes and whoops them.
Is it?
Oh, he's coaching Feyenoord.
Okay, yeah.
It's a different team. That would have been hilarious if he comes to Arsenal and beats them 4-0.
He could probably just.
They could have picked up Van Persie as a free agent. I don't know if Arsenal can win, I'll be honest, but I'm curious to see what kind of lineup they put out.
Yeah, it's going to be in...
if they do win, it's going to be a very small, a 1-0 aggregate.
And honestly, even if they win, they meet Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid in the next round, so...
Which I don't know when that would be. That's going to be April. Well, April they will have Saka back.
I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be as fit.
He'll be fresh.
They will have Martinelli.
Fresh back.
Yeah, they will have Martinelli for sure.
Havertz is out. Yeah.
Havertz is out for the rest of the season. So
who knows?
Yeah.
They gotta figure it out.
Yeah, guys. So do you think, looking at this fixture, I guess this knockout brackets, you think who's your prediction for winning the whole tournament? I guess at this early stage, we're in round of 16.
I mean, who do I want? Of course.
Who do you want? We know. We both want.
I'm actually nervous now that I look at it. I'm nervous at Villa. I think Villa could actually make some noise.
They could.
For some reason, it's just like because of Rashford and Asensio and the coach they have, I think they could make some noise.
I think Liverpool will beat them easily.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm not worried at all.
I would be disappointed if Liverpool lose to Villa.
But I say Villa makes some noise. That's like my underdog.
Yeah.
Madrid, of course, Madrid scares me. They're just, I don't know what them in Champions League or something like, I don't know, like.
It doesn't help that one of our Premier League clubs decided to crumble and give them confidence now.
Yeah,
because they had it in the bag in the first leg, and then they decided to crumble.
Do you see the form that Mbappe's in right now?
Because of you guys.
No, even before
because he got all the confidence from the game.
He's been in form, but this guy, honestly,
he's looking good.
Good luck.
I'm ready for Van Dijk to humble him.
I honestly, I would love to see another Liverpool Madrid matchup.
The semi-final.
No, bro, I don't like. I don't want.
At least you guys playing in the semi-final over 2 legs. So
this is different. This might be different. We get him. We get him this time. This might be different.
If we beat Real Madrid, I think we will be highly favorites to win the tournament.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because on the other side of our bracket, we have Inter, Bayern, and Barcelona as the biggest 3 competition.
Yeah, I do.
Which Liverpool are better than. I can say confidently.
Yeah.
If you secure the league early, you can focus on Champions League.
That's true. And that's in April is the next round after this. So April, there's a chance we could have...
You mean rest players too?
Yeah, and actually if you think about it, Madrid is another dilemma because the Liga, it's actually Madrid, Atletico, and Barcelona are like back-to-back on top of each other. So they will have a lot of pressure leading to like that semi-final game, while you guys probably would have secured the league by then. And you guys could have an edge over them. So, in my opinion, I think looking at the brackets, I think the final is probably going to be Liverpool-Barcelona.
Really?
But then at Barcelona...
So you're saying Liverpool could beat Madrid?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. Thinking about like how Madrid, like the amount of games they're going to have to play in that period and... the pressure they're gonna have to prioritize one competition over the other. Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure Madrid players want the Liga more than the Champions League because they've won the Champions League so many times. But playing Barcelona in the final with Hansi Flick
that's a tough one.
As a manager,
good
luck with that one. Yeah.
Let's see.
So you have a very hard road to the final.
But are you saying Liverpool? Is that your guess?
Winning the Champions League?
What we have to guess. I'm guessing Liverpool. I am guessing Liverpool.
I'm trying not to be biased.
But that's hinged on us beating Real Madrid.
I'm gonna go. I'm trying not to be biased. I'm just gonna go. Actually, never mind. I can't.
You're gonna go leave now? Or...
no, I'm gonna.
I think we should congratulate Kylian Mbappe for lifting his first Champions League trophy.
You just said Liverpool was going to the final. What? You just said
I was just bringing your hopes up. I'm telling you what's realistic.
He just wants to say they lost to the champions. That's all they want to say.
You know, when Real Madrid is in the semi-final, and
I was gonna say Villa is gonna win it, but
Villa.
that's my out of the limb prediction. Like that's like.
Thank you, AJ, for joining us in the Pitch Invaders podcast.
The worst shout.
But no. Hopefully, I want to say Liverpool, but I just don't. I don't know. Madrid is always giving us difficulties.
But again, you guys are not going to get sad if you lose the Champions League but win the Premier League.
I would love to win the Premier League regardless of anything.
Yeah, so
just for the sake of Salah, I want to win both.
Both, yeah.
Especially if he's not guaranteed to be here, and so he can win the Ballon d'Or.
The thing is, if Madrid wins the Champions League, you probably most likely will see Vinicius Junior win the Ballon d'Or,
which will piss me off.
Because kind of like a compensation for last year.
Why?
Usually he wins
the Premier League is tougher.
Usually he wins the Champions League. Wait, you guys won the Champions League?
Well, we won
Did you win the Champions League last season?
No.
But Vinicius Junior is not even having the season he did last year.
They made
Mbappe's playing a lot better right now.
But Vinicius Junior winning the Champions League, I mean, he has seniority over Mbappe too.
But so you're telling me all these years Salah didn't deserve one Ballon d'Or?
Oh, he did, for sure.
How is that fair?
But again, there is a lot of noise around Real Madrid and Vinicius Junior, so there could be some kind of, like Mike said, money laundering.
Well, I have a couple quick hot topics I wanted to... Not really hot topics, but just discussion points I want to ask you guys. Seeing all the form of all the teams, I want you guys to predict what the top 6 will be at the end of the season.
Okay.
So you've seen Chelsea dip in form. You've seen Nottingham Forest. You see some teams coming back to life, or not. What do you guys think the top 6 will be in order?
So Liverpool, Arsenal.
You're still saying Arsenal first?
Yeah.
Second? Okay.
I'm gonna say Forest stays at third. Yeah.
They lost the last 2 games.
I'm gonna say Forest still. I'm gonna say Forest.
And Mir's eyes blew up.
I'm gonna say City number 4. I'm gonna say Newcastle number 5, and then I'm gonna say Bournemouth number 6.
Wow.
So I'm gonna say Chelsea takes a dip.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Amir, I'll let you go.
I just cannot predict that Arsenal are gonna be above us in the league. I cannot see it. Let me adjust my glasses. Hold on. All right. Realistic guess, Liverpool first. And then a hopeful guess, City second. And then Arsenal third.
That's a big dip in Arsenal. You know that, right?
Yeah. Good luck to them. And then I think Arsenal third, Chelsea fourth, Newcastle fifth, and Nottingham Forest sixth.
Wow, you had Nottingham drop.
Yeah. Let me write this down.
I don't remember what you said.
If I get it right.
You guys remember what, do you remember what I said?
You said, you said
Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest. And then I said City, Newcastle, Chelsea.
Forest.
Okay. No, sorry. Newcastle. I said City, Newcastle,
Bournemouth.
All right. And Amir, what did you say?
I'm going to say Liverpool, City, Arsenal. Because I just cannot put Arsenal in second. Chelsea, Newcastle, Forest. What's yours, Max?
Obviously Liverpool first. I'm going to keep Arsenal in second. I'm going to say Chelsea third, Manchester City 4, Nottingham 5th, and I will keep Newcastle in 6th. So I'm going to say Nottingham dip to 5th. I do think Bournemouth and Brighton will give kind of a run for their money for Newcastle, but I just can't put Isak.
Yeah.
I think Isak is the big factor versus the other two teams.
He's in top 4.
I think that's the difference between Bournemouth and Newcastle.
Read mine again for top 6.
Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, City, Newcastle, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Good.
Chelsea out of the top 6. That's
okay. Another question for you guys. This is the second question. What do you guys think the top 6 will be next season?
Why are we talking about next season?
I want to get your predictions because Amir is already excited to think about it. Seeing
so long away. I have no clue. I'm gonna make something up at this point.
I think Arsenal would.
Hell no. Hell no.
Okay, all right.
Okay, you can say top 3. Top 3 for next season. Considering what teams you
Liverpool,
back to back.
Because Slot did say he's gonna buy more players this summer.
Okay.
So and I hopefully they're gonna be good players. So,
yeah.
So Liverpool, City is gonna make a comeback. Arsenal, and then I'm gonna have.
You could just do top 3.
Okay, that's my prediction.
Amir.
We're gonna show no mercy to anyone next year. We're winning the league in January.
Oh no, January. I will tell you. My guess is Liverpool, City, Arsenal. Mikel Arteta gets fired at the end of the season, and Liverpool win back to back.
Well, I didn't say my top 3 though.
And we go on a 4-foot run, four trophy, 4-year Premier League run. Go ahead.
Let me tell you, next year is gonna be Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Goodbye, Arsenal.
Really? You got rid of them the moment you could get rid of them.
Oh man.
Okay, last question for you guys. Last question. If you could replace a player from each top 6 team, one player, who would you replace? Like, who would you get rid of in each top 6 team?
I mean, Arsenal's easy. That's
that you don't think is good enough to be in that team.
Sterling for sure. Arsenal.
Well, starting lineup.
Starting lineup.
Yes.
I mean, I can start with. We can just start.
We can go team by team if you guys all want to go quickly around.
So
let's start with just in order. Liverpool. Amir.
I think probably Andrew Robertson. You guys are overdue for a replacement or a different left back, in my opinion.
Okay.
Oh, man, I love Robbo. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I'll go before you. I'm going to say our striker, whether it's Jota or Nunez. I think both of them are. I think Jota's too injury prone and Nunez is inconsistent. So I think the striker position, one of them, which one is starting, because there's rotation.
Yeah, I agree. It'll be Nunez or Jota.
Okay. Arsenal. I know there's so many to choose, but which player, if you could single out one of them in the starting lineup?
Havertz is the cause for all problems, man.
You remove him?
Oh yeah, he got to Arteta's heart somehow.
Who's this?
Any of their strikers, whoever their strikers is. I mean, they don't have any strikers, so
just to be different, I'm going to say Martinelli.
Martinelli, yeah.
I do agree with you on Havertz, but I honestly think it's Martinelli's time to leave.
Yeah,
I think they're wasting that wing with him. Okay, Chelsea.
Their keeper.
Oh, 100%.
That's an easy one. Their keeper.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be a little different. I'm going to say Madueke.
Really?
I don't think he's good enough.
This has top form like this season though.
How many goals he is? He's not really that. He's not that prolific. I don't see him as a starter. He's got 8 goals and 4 assists. I don't know.
I could say Caicedo because he didn't pick Liverpool, but that's
okay. A couple more teams. Man City. You want me to go first? I say.
You go.
Are we considering De Bruyne as a starting lineup or no?
Yeah, I would say so.
I say De Bruyne.
De Bruyne.
/ Ederson.
I wish we had avoided the mistake for bringing Gundogan since the beginning of the season, because the amount of games that he played is ridiculous, and we could have gotten another replacement.
For sure. Okay, so Gundogan is your guy.
Yeah.
Rico Lewis, too young. Too young, and
he's not ready to be a starter
in and out.
Yeah. I think I agree. Considering this season that we're considering Tottenham and Manchester as top 6, Tottenham will start with 1st and 13th place. Who would you remove? I'm going to go with one of the defenders, but I need to decide which one first.
I don't know, actually.
I say Christian Romero.
And I would say Pedro Porro.
Pedro Porro.
It's time for
Romero.
I say Son. He needs to go to a different team.
I was gonna say Son too, but
it's not too far off.
I don't see him in a different team in the Premier League. That's the problem.
Go in Manchester United.
Like we could pair him with another Korean guy in PSG. It would make a good duo.
Okay, last team in 15th place, Manchester United.
The coach.
He chose the coach. Okay.
Wait, Maguire's still starting? Maguire's still starting?
I choose Casemiro.
Yeah.
I go Casemiro. Although there's so many to choose from. Who are you going? Maguire's their best center back. I won't lie. Who are you going with?
He's still starting? He's still there?
You go with Maguire?
I'm going to go with one of the strikers. They could have saved some points by having a good striker, probably.
Yeah.
I thought Xerxes was going to play well this year. But
he is better than...
Their strikers have 4 goals combined.
That's terrible.
Xerxes, yeah.
Holland, I guess. Hoyland?
Yeah.
Hoyland, yeah.
Well, that was it, guys. That was a very, very entertaining episode. A lot of laughs.
It was, yeah.
A lot of laughing at Manchester City. A lot of more laughing at Tottenham and
enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can.
AJ, it was very good to have you.
Thank you, guys. I enjoyed this very much.
Hopefully, we're going to have you at the end of the season when we get to celebrate Liverpool winning.
Yes.
Shout out to George Mustry for the music, and shout out to Christian, who's at home listening to this. And shout out to Salah. Thank you, guys. See you guys next week.
See ya.